Pressure now on this next team.
On the ice, representing the United States of America, Madison Chock and Evan Bates.
So they start the day thinking about the gold medal. They still are, but they're also trying to just make it to the podium now, too, after what we just saw. The two-time world medalist, two-time U.S. champs in third after the rhythm dance, Madison Chock and Evan Bates.
Crucial element right here, the twizzle sequence. Oh, and a little loss of balance there in the middle of those rotations on the second twizzle from Evan. Well, this is a program which has had so much time to be polished. There isn't a moment within the choreography where the finishing touches haven't really been put into place. Unfortunately, after the skate we just saw from Gillis and Poirier, it's going to be really frustrating for Evan regardless, but also probably pretty significant to have that mistake on the twizzle sequence in terms of the score. So unfortunately, the same mistake we saw from them at the U.S. Championships as well with that twizzle sequence, but nonetheless, the program was otherwise very successfully performed. It has pacing, which I think makes the last section of the program very effective, and they have the stamina to deliver it with a lot of power. And so the last impression was that of a strong performance. This program scored so highly for them last season, and then heading into the World Championships in 2020, which were ultimately canceled, they had positioned themselves very well to get back onto the podium, potentially even climb higher than they'd been before. Of course, their lifting elements, still the best in the competition, is so smooth. The fact that he can change edge in a spread eagle while Madison is changing position high above his shoulders is just incredible. It takes a lot of time to develop a skill like that, and every season they're able to consider how they can be more innovative and push that boundary even further. And now taking a look back at that twizzle, right there he hits his heel, then over his toe, and when the rotation is interrupted like that, the level of his twizzle will be dropped. And so there wasn't a lot of room to begin with between third and fourth, between themselves and Gillis and Poirier, about, I believe, 1.78 points. And so you really don't want to give an opportunity to be overtaken.
Similar mistake to that at the U.S. Nationals, too, as you said, Tanith, and it's got to really get to him to think that that same mistake was made again. And the last time, by the way, there were two U.S. ice dance teams on the podium at Worlds. They were one of them, along with the Shibatanis back in 2016. Did they do enough to make it this time around?
And frustrating as well, Terry, because it's not as though Evan Bates hasn't been able to perform really well in high-pressure situations for a very long time. He's looking towards his fourth Olympic Games next year. And so, of course, he's capable of performing under pressure. And in this case, I think it was just a small mistake that happened when the stakes were very high.
They would need 129.21 to lead, which would be a personal best. The Canadians had a personal best by more than 4 points. Here we go.
Madison Chock
Not going to be enough. They needed 129 and change, so into second place, and you got to feel for them. All that momentum last year leading up to Worlds, won their U.S. title back, but now a year later, they're going to drop that spot. It's Gillis and Poirier, the Canadians, on top.